fifth edition of Inspiration, Influence, and Income, hosted by me, Danielle Winningham. And in this podcast, live stream, bonanza, whatever you want to call it, we seek to interview those individuals who are already getting it done in life and business, whether they have massive influence, whether they're working to increase their income, or whether it is they're providing you with a level of inspiration to get done what you need to get done in this business. So today, and I've told you guys repeatedly over and over and over how you must, and especially women, men get mad when I say that, but I mean it because from my vantage point as a woman, I've been in situations where it would have behooved me to have additional income coming in. I've been in situations where had I not put all of my eggs in a basket called a job, I would have been better off. And so because, and you got to be careful, Fola-Sade, when you do that movement, we hear every click sound, we hear everything. But because no one ever blessed me with the information, and if you guys have not shared this out to your friends, please do so, that building a business is a tax deduction, I was sitting there thinking I couldn't afford to build a business. And so with that being said, we're here to pull the wool back on a big misconception that you can't afford coaching, that you can't afford teams, that you can't afford systems, because in fact, you can't afford not to have them. It is tax deductible. So with that, I want to introduce one of my favorite people in the world. Our keyword is domination. It's the word we say to each other, and we just smile because we know that's our goal. What's up, Fola-Sade?
Hey, Coach. How are you? Hey, everybody.
I am great. They're saying the volume is low. Let me check it.
Okay.
My volume is fine on my end. If you guys could give me, I'm looking at the Spreaker volume. We're through the roof. Everybody says we're okay, so maybe check your phone and come back in. But what's up, Fola-Sade? What you got to tell the people?
Coach, well, what do I not have to tell the people? It's about that time where it's the end of the year. You have to start making strategic decisions to really make the necessary investments. Buying Christmas clothes and spending $800 on Thanksgiving, it won't really up-level you. It's really time to make the necessary investments so you can get the write-offs and also reduce your taxes at the end of the year and up-level your business. So, yeah, Coach, I'm ready.
I'm one of those people, Fola-Sade, that I firmly believe everyone should have a business of some type. Turn your hobby into a business. If you don't know how, hire somebody to help you turn your hobby into a business. What do you think about that, Fola-Sade?
Well, Coach, that's where the benefits come from. Let me be honest with you. Having a hobby these days is costly. And then you don't get the tax benefits. If you just went on ahead and they took your direction, which become all profits, money, and, turning everything into a dollar, then that now hobby instantly becomes a profitable business. So everything that you invested in for that hobby now gets to become a write-off just by changing your mindset and, the direction that you take. So, no, we need to turn our hobbies into profitable businesses, Coach, so we can get the benefits.
And, I look at that, and that's the black and white of it, right? But the gray of it is that women are slipping closer and closer to the poverty line every day. When in actuality, you could be living a life of freedom. You could be living a life free from a job, because when I first started to grow my business, it was not with the intent to leave my job. I was a vice president at JP Morgan Chase. I made great money. I said, ain't no way, ain't no hobby gonna replace all this money I make. And so my intention was just to make extra money to fill in the gaps. And when that money started doubling and tripling, and to the point that it was just a tsunami, I said, wow, maybe it is possible for me to leave my job. And not only did I leave my job, I 6X my income, And now I work from my home and have the freedom to go and come as I please. And it all happened, Fola-Sade, because I got started.
You know what, Coach? Let me be honest with you. I've been sick these past couple of days. You just tapped on to something that hit home. If I worked for somebody, I probably would have lost my job by now. I haven't been able to work since basically Wednesday. And if I didn't have that freedom that you're talking about, my family would be short. I wouldn't have been able to go to Walmart yesterday and spend what I spent. I wouldn't have the freedom. And guys, that's the thing we have to understand, that we're always at someone, and you can kind of hear it still in my throat, we're always at somebody's beck and call. But getting dressed, throwing my wig on, Coach, put on a little lipstick to come on here is much easier than getting in the car, driving miles, having to work. So that's the freedom that you want majority of every woman that comes in contact with you to have. And if they don't see that through what you say constantly, they're missing the bigger picture.
You know, I think I think part of the problem is, Fola-Sade, that they're looking at the money as a risk. Why should I hire her to coach me? That's a risk. When what I tell them is it's 100% tax deductible. So it's not a risk. It's actually risk free. I think, though, it gets down to the choice, Fola-Sade, is do you want to be financially free, or do you want to keep being under the gun? And Fola-Sade, you about to bring another baby day into this world, huh?
Yes. In the next, we counting down. We have 11 more days to go. So, yeah. No, Coach, they need, honestly, let me be honest with you guys. As a business owner, we get our money first. And we get to do whatever we decide to do with it. That means reinvest back into our companies, hire our coaches, take care of our bills. And then guess what? They hire people like me to make sure that that's a deduction towards their business, or if it's going to go to personal, and so forth. However, the beauty is the government allows you to make those strategic decisions on your money before they even get a dime of it. When you guys work, so before you get your check, remember that net pay at the bottom, that's after you pay Uncle Sam. That's after you pay your Social Security and so forth. But being the business owner, being the owner of your own company, you pay your taxes after the fact. So everything, every investment such as coaching, from your marketing, from your sales funnel class. Coach, you had a LinkedIn class last week. That's a deductible.
But wait a minute, Fola-Sade. Even your tax accountant. Yeah. Y'all are running around here with essential holes in your business, not plugged. Let me tell you, it's a vicious cycle. Let me show it to you. I can't afford an accountant, and so I miss deductions, and so I miss money, and so I can't afford a coach, and so I miss building revenue, and I miss growing my business. And at some point, you're in such a vicious cycle that if you were just to stop and say, I've got to stop speaking those things out of my mouth that are not true. I've got to find a way to make them happen so that I can get myself off of this roller coaster.
Yep. Coach, you said it's a cycle. It's a cycle. And it's a never-ending cycle. They're probably thinking about their tax refund now, and not knowing that if they make the investments, it'll probably increase, definitely. Because you have that profit mindset. You turned that hobby now into a business. But yeah.
And at least knowing, I always say, Fola-Sade, knowledge is power. And don't sit and not have the lifestyle you could have. Don't sit with your kids getting student loans when you could be paying off your kids' education. Don't sit with a car loan when you could be walking onto the dealership. The last 6 times I've walked onto a dealership floor room, and I don't say this to brag, I say this to teach you I have learned. I walked away without a car note. I walked away waiting on the titles to my car to come in the mail. And had I not at some point said, let me off this roller coaster, I'm tired of overspending for things that don't matter tomorrow. I am tired of investing in things that won't last a decade. And I said, I'm going to invest fastidiously, diligently, and ongoing in business knowledge. And for those of you who have watched me for the other couple of years, and yes, we coach internationally. For those of you who have watched me for the last few years, you saw my growth continue and continue and continue because my investment in my business has continued. But Fola-Sade, you said a word right there, baby. You said if you got a job, they take their tax money first.
First.
Wow.
First. That's before you pay for coaching. That's before you even get groceries, coach. Yeah, so it's best if you guys really understand that it's up to you now. You have people like Danielle, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm one of her coaching clients now, and she teaching women how to make money. She teaching me how to make money online. I come from the brick and mortar realm, and it's different. So if you making $10 an hour at your job now, she can teach you how to make $30 an hour, doing exactly what she does, teaching you. And you know what? The God.
Oh, and I think we got to hang up. Maybe we lost Fola-Sade for a minute. Rosella, just a FYI, we can't market our products and services in someone else's live stream. That's a real big no-no. That's a real big, yeah, we can't do that. Linda, we can't do that, guys. That's a real big breach of etiquette. So just real quick, I'm sure Fola-Sade will be right back. And guys, we've got to learn how to respect each other as business owners, as women. There is a right way and a wrong way to do everything. If we have another accountant in the room, then we can't have another accountant in the comments saying, hey, download my app. It's about partnerships, collaborations, and just doing guys, let me tell you something. One of my major goals is to restore relationships among women. And relationships among women are so battered and so bruised, but until we repair those relationships among our sisters, we're going to continue to be the gender that struggles, because men don't care whether they get along or not. If there's a dollar to be made in the middle, they go get it. And that's where we have to do. So we have to make sure that we align our integrity with doing the right thing at all times to each other. To each other. We've got to respect each other so that we can all prosper. We need each other to move to this next level. So, Fola-Sade, girl, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Coach, there's always some type of disturbance. No, just basically, I just wanted guys, when you have a business, you have control. Like, so many people ask, Coach, how do you write off certain stuff? Why do people get away with this? Why are certain people lifestyles this? It's all because they, one, hired a coach, set up the business, but they have an accountant like myself that teach them how to make their lifestyle a deduction. But guess what? It starts with coaching how to make money first. That we can't teach you how to make money, but we can teach you how to turn those deductions into business tax write-offs. So like while me and Coach live out iPads and stuff is a write-off, but guess what? It can't be a write-off if it's a hobby. It can't be a write-off if you're not, investing in coaching and trying to make your business profitable. But you guys, we just have to make the necessary investments into ourselves.
And Fola-Sade, again, the lack of knowledge. And guys, if you have not shared this video, please share this video. The lack of knowledge is what's keeping us behind. I'll give you an example. I have 3 phones in front of me right now, a laptop. I have a couple of laptops, a couple of desktops, a couple of iPads. And I know people that say, well, I can't broadcast on Periscope and Facebook at the same time because I only have one phone. But you're a business owner. People complaining about that iPhone 10. If it comes out and I need it, I'm going to go get it. It is a business expense. Mm-hmm. So what you've got to really ask yourself is, why are my funds so limited within my business that I can't afford to expend upon my business the things that I need to move my revenue to the next level. So I just want to remind you guys, we're doing a whole 2-day seller summit in honor of Halloween. We're calling it Into the Black. And it's not a spooky seller summit. It is a seller summit about how to get your life and your business into the black, because red's only cute when it comes to shoes, y'all. Living a red life, meaning that you got more month than you have paycheck, living in a red business, none of that is cute. None of that is cute. The only time red is cute is in fashion. It's never cute in business, boo. I'm just saying. And so bit.ly/black webinar, BLAQ. Liz says she don't even buy those. bit.ly/BLAQ webinar. It is going to be a 2-day event. We've got some major heavy hitters coming. So you want to be involved. You want to be there. We're going to be talking about revenue, reach, and residual. Revenue, making more money. Reach, getting more clients. Residual. Let's talk about residual, Fola-Sade. Because I know as a professional bookkeeper, as a professional tax preparer, as a professional accountant, you make your money somewhat by touching people's books or touching people's taxes. But when we met, I kind of showed you a different sort of way that could possibly retire you when you're ready. I know the goal right now is to retire the mister, right? But when you're ready, it's going to allow you to move away and not have to touch books and touch taxes to still exist. What is that meant for your lifestyle and your shift of mindset? We're not going to tell them how we did it. We're just gonna talk about what that's meant for you in terms of how you're gonna work the rest of your life.
Coach, I actually now have more control than what I ever did. It was like I was at everyone's beck and call. Like I had to touch everything. I had to see everything. So much liability was on my head too. You know, when I'm doing people's taxes and books and stuff, it's a lot of liability, a lot of risk. So the techniques that you taught me, one, relieved me of a lot of financial risk. Like I can go down, lower my Arizona Mission Insurance now because I'm not touching as many books. I don't have to now. I'm actually can set up, a program quickly and still make as much money as I did if I was to try to find 5 or 10 more clients. I don't have to sell as often, especially not door-to-door selling or not face-to-face selling. It's more on my time, when I want to, when I have to. I basically have so much more control. And I didn't feel like this, to be honest with you, Coach, 1 year ago. I didn't. Now I feel like I can just basically travel the world, build my business, and help as many women. And my goal was to touch the masses, though, Coach. So the way that you're teaching me now, I'm going to be able to touch the masses. If I stayed in the office and deal with one client at a time, I would have never been able to reach my goal. So it actually allows you to fulfill your purpose, too. So,
and guys, I'm not just a business strategy coach. I'm going to help you get your time management right. Mm-hmm. I'm going to help you build a team. You know, one thing I noticed, Fola-Sade, you sound so much like me. I remember when I first left Chase, and my first year, I literally had my nose to the ground. The baby ain't here yet. We got 11 days cooking Mean Gene. All the aunties, because see, I'm the grandmama. All your sisters, all the aunties, asking about the baby. The baby not here yet. We have 11 more days. But I remember that first year working so hard, Fola-Sade, that I thought to myself, this is just another job. And if you're in your business and you're working so hard and you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor, like you can't see extra money in your bank, you're not able to pay your bills off. You're not even able to make a trip across town for ice cream, much less make a trip across the country at the drop of a dime. You need help.
Yep. Coach, let me tell them one thing you told me, and this hit home for me. I said, Coach, let go of the brick and mortar and just focus online. You was like, nah, what you talking about? No, you're not doing that. You just got to do this. And so it was kind of exciting because you basically told me I can touch them assets and still build the brick and mortar. Basically double dip, y'all. So it wasn't just your typical coaching when they're just teaching you the online techniques. No, she was teaching me, and she's actually still doing it now. Whereas though I'm still building my brick and mortar. I'm just basically using each platform individually but collectively to be able to dominate both realms, online and offline.
Dominate. There go the word. I told y'all. There y'all go. There go the word. I told y'all. And I even asked Fola-Sade something about when the baby got here. And she's like, girl, I'll put that baby in that bassinet and the domination continues.
Yes.
Man, I'm so excited, guys. Listen, if you didn't get anything else out of this, I want you to get a couple of things. I want you to get the fact that you can exchange your life now for something different. You have that power. You've just got to say, I need help. That's it. And that's one of the reasons that I'm not only a certified master business coach and a certified executive coach and sales coach. I'm also a certified master life coach. And what that means is that I help you get your business right by helping you get your life right. Your business will never be successful if you're trying to juggle life. So I teach you how to juggle that life. And I don't just teach you. I walk it and breathe it and act it. You know, my mom is still in the hospital. You wouldn't know. Because I'm still getting it every day. And that doesn't mean I ignore her. That means I put things in place so that I can be taken care of in my business while I take care of her in the hospital. Guys, you got to say to yourself, I'm willing to make the investment in my next level. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. You will literally drown. I used to get so, and Fola-Sade, you can relate to this because you're a powerful person. As a powerful person, I used to get so distraught that no one ever seemed like they wanted to help me. Everybody always wanted help from me. And what I realized is that as a powerful persona, no one is ever going to just volunteer help for me because they don't think I need help. So I must go and hire my help. I'm not waiting on the cavalry to come for free. If I need soldiers, I will hire them. If I need an encourager, I will hire it. If I need support, I will hire it. And so while you're sitting there waiting on the world to save you, while you save the world, no one's going to come and save you. No one's going to come and save you. So you got to ask yourself, how important is it for you to have that thing? And if it's important enough, you hire it. And that's what I do.
Me too, Coach.
Even that book, The Millionaire Next Door, Dr. Thomas Staley, he talked about why men are the majority of millionaires. It's not because they're smarter. It's not even because they get along better. It's because they got a helpmate. They got somebody running to the grocery store and fooling with the kids and picking up the laundry and cooking the meals. Well, guess what I do too? Her name Irma Jean. And on Mondays, she go to the grocery store. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, she cook. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, she clean. And baby Irma Jean be on it over here. Hello? And so I don't have a problem with hiring who and what I need to get to the next level. You cannot carry it all.
You know, Coach, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I cooked me a little bit of breakfast this morning, but that was just out the norm. And I even forgot. I forgot it back. And you know how, you just forgot something, you didn't do it right. I was supposed to fix 3 eggs and not 2 eggs, but because I haven't done it in so long, I don't even cook, I don't clean. And I was telling my nanny that the other day, she was like, well, I like your perspective behind this, but I'm not doing all that. But it's no need. That's a waste of your time.
It is. It is. So, guys, it is so imperative that you save yourself. I go over the numbers quite often. I let you guys know that women do 3/4 of the world's work, but we only have 10% of the world's wealth and 1% of the world's land. I consider that a debauchery. I consider that criminal. I consider it crazy. But I also consider it a challenge and something that working together we can fix, guys. The Black Code starts November 9th and November 11th. Black Code and Black Code Light. Don't miss your opportunity to get help. bit.ly/BLAQ code. Y'all watch me on Periscope, Darius? I saw you move from Instagram to Periscope. But I tell you guys, there are so many other people who are building their businesses, Fola-Sade, on the backs of the government. Can you talk about that and how we are getting left behind if we don't know what to do as it relates to building our business and it being tax deductible?
Okay, so let me be honest. We just touched bases about how if you're a business owner, you get to spend your money accordingly and then pay taxes. But if you're a W-2, they take your tax money right away. So, guys, hopefully I can break it out in the simplest form. That money that they take from you immediately while you're working your 9 to 5 and trying to build your business, if you were to make investments into coaching and so forth, right? For every dollar that you invest into your business, right, it's going to now put back those same tax dollars that they withdrew from your check back in your pocket during tax time. When it's time for you to file your taxes. So I hope that makes sense. So if you were to invest, let's say $3,000 into coaching right now, and your taxes and they took out $3,000 from your check, I guarantee you, when you have your accountant do your taxes and you give them that $3,000 PayPal invoice or whatever that you pay for coaching, that same $3,000 is going to be put back into your pocket, guaranteed. So it's a dollar for dollar exchange. Every time you make an investment into your business, it gets back your tax dollars. Especially for all of you that's working, this is your time to start making those investments. Don't wait until you don't have a job. Do it. Let them be your silent investor. And I guarantee you that $2,000, $3,000 you make that investment into, you're going to get it back. So I hope that was a simplified version.
Girl, it don't. You broke that down like 4 flats on a Cadillac, baby. It don't get no simpler than that. Come on now, y'all. If you didn't see that one, it was because you got your glasses on and you didn't want to see that one. But this is what other people are doing, guys. I was doing my billionaire study the other day. I took an hour and a half to study like 25 billionaires, looking for, Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. So I'm looking for commonalities. And I found a lot of them. My private clients, I told you what they are. But, it was amazing to me that there was a man on the list who is a Russian immigrant. Came from Russia, used our tax system, our tax laws, our tax benefits, our tax deductions, and built $1 billion business. So I had to ask myself, Fola-Sade, where is my $1 billion business? I'm asking you today, where is your $1 billion business? And for everybody under the sound of my voice, if you are not doing whatever you can within your power to bring your $1 billion business into fruition, I'm not talking about multi-level marketing companies or pyramid schemes. I'm talking about simply using what God put in your hands and getting the knowledge that you need to multiply that skill, that gift, that talent. I'm talking about your business. If you're not working to turn it into $1 billion empire, that's what you need to start. I see them, Fola-Sade. Don't get them, baby. Go. We still at home, baby. We can't expect the people to act like mice around us. Now, guys, that's one of the penalties of working at home. Your family don't get that you're working. There are certain places where I sit in my house that if you come around me, I am working. They don't get it. They don't get it, guys. I saw that look too.
Yeah, so no, coach, like this is the time. Make the investments, do what's necessary. And let me be honest with you guys. Y'all need to start making moves now before they change the system, because they're trying to rip our small business tax deductions out of the way, like under the water. They don't want us to be able to claim certain things. So if you're going to make any investments now into really building your business, you need to start doing it today, before next year or the year after, when those tax breaks start being wiped out, or when they trying to implement this tax reform thing that they got going on, coach, and they done taken advantage of it while we already did advantage and leveled up and already in another tax bracket and moved on. See, guys, you just got to do what you got to do. This is the time. It's not even really the time to look back anymore, especially before they change things up on us.
Yeah, let me tell y'all something, and this may be my conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But the people in law, they're rich already. So if you're not careful, if you don't have a business fulfill purpose, create one. And I teach you how to do that in the Black Code. I teach you how to take what you know how to do, what you're good at doing, and your circumstances throughout your life, and create some type of business. We're in no excuse zone. There are no excuses for moving forward. But if you don't watch them, they will lay a law down just long enough to benefit them. And then they will take that law up. And we sit here in fear and indecision, and I'm not sure, and I don't know. And we miss the opportunity of a lifetime. See, the opportunity of a lifetime, you have to take advantage of it during the lifetime of that opportunity. Opportunity of a lifetime, sometimes they expire. And you've sat there and you've missed the window to get in on live streaming. You've missed the window to get in on building your business via tax deductions. You've missed the window of being able to get a deduction for coaching. You've missed that window, and you've missed this window. And then you say to God, where's my window? But God said, I'd already sent you a window. You asking the Lord, where's my window? And the Lord said, I done sent you a window, and you keep missing your windows. And how much longer are you going to miss the windows that I am sending you? I sent you a coach. You didn't want that. I sent you Fola-Sade as an accountant. You didn't want that. I sent you a business idea. You slept on that. I sent you an idea to create a service. You were scared of what people was going to say about you. I've sent you window on window of opportunity to leave your job and to live the life that I have planned for you. And you keep closing the windows. Don't look at me asking for another window. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord. I done tried to free you. You closing your own windows. I don't know what you're waiting for. What you waiting for? A bush to be on fire? You waiting on the burning bush? You waiting on a dove to fly by with a message from the Lord on his leg? What? I mean, what you waiting on to get started? Come here and sit and watch me every day, Fola-Sade, and ain't bust a grape in Welsh's backyard. And instead of seeing me moving, what you waiting on, baby?
I don't know. It took me, I think I watched you twice, and then I talked to you on the phone, and I asked you like 2 questions. And then your response to those 2 questions, I was like, oh, that's my coach.
But you know what, though? That is a trait of high-end business women. You and Elizabeth, high-end business women, y'all both did the same thing. You watched me briefly. You used your discernment. You had a phone call with me, and you committed. Mm-hmm. And that's how you generate revenue. Money don't wait on nobody, y'all. Money don't wait on nobody. Sometimes you have to go and get your money. Sometimes you got to say, I'm going to move forward with this. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, I know what not to do the next time. And while you still trying to make your first decision, Oprah has made her 20th decision. I've made my 10th decision. And some other people have made their 5th decision. And you're still on decision number 1. And then when you go to make the decision, let me tell y'all a story. It's sad, but it's very, very true. For those of you who've known me before live stream, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been coaching. It'll be about 7,653 coaches birthed this year. I've been a coach, baby. I've been a coach. I embody the word coach, right? And so if Mary, this is your first time on, welcome. If you sit for a minute or read the subject, you'll see this is about building your business based on tax deductions. So I had someone reach out to me about 5 years ago, Fola-Sade. 5 years ago, I've been in this business 6. So 5 years ago, I was just at the cusp of starting my business. And she said, I want to work with you. I said, great. I'm starting a new coaching group that's $50 a month. I smile because everybody knows what my rates are now. They're way beyond $50 a month for a private hosting group with me, right? She said, let me get back to you because I'm not sure I can afford the $50. This was 5 years ago. Recently, she inboxed me and said, I'm ready to coach with you. How much will it be? I said, well, it's about $500 a month. You see how that zero got added in 5 years. Now, had she went ahead and did what she needed to do 5 years ago, because I haven't changed in 5 years. Have I grown in knowledge? Absolutely. But I've been able to progressively grow my clients now. She'd be on the same track to being a millionaire that I am. Had she signed up. Some of you are going to miss signing up. And you're going to ask me how much it is now. And I'm going to say it's about $500 a month. And you're going to miss out. And then you're going to come back to me in a few years. And it's going to be $5,000 if I'm accessible at all. Because with the compound effect, once you grow that first 5 years, every year after that is like 5 years. I'll give you an example. This man was talking about how long it took him to make his first $1 million. It took me 40 years to make my first 100,000. After that, it took me 2 years to make the next 100,000, right? To make it to $200,000 a year. After that, like every 6 months, I was adding $100,000 to my pay until last year I made over $600,000. And this year I'll probably make closer to $1 million than I've ever made before. And next year I'll probably dwarf $1 million and go on and push towards 2. Because what happens is that compound effect, once you know how to make it, you know how to make it. And once you don't, you don't. So while you sit there not knowing how to make it, knowing that there's ways for you to make it. But you looking for your window. And your window keep passing you by. And sometimes your window is not more money. Sometimes your window is like me and Fola-Sade talked about. How do I balance this better so I can have a better life? Because that is more money. If you was working 60 hours to get a certain level of money and now you're only working 30 hours to get that same level of money, you've doubled your money. Not in dollars, but right here. You've gotten more peace. You've gotten more stability. You have more family time. You're living the life that you want to live. So guys, stop missing the windows of opportunities that present to you. Can I tell y'all something hilarious? I look at everything around me as a sign. We had posted about the webinar tomorrow. We're going to have Darius on. We got a bunch of ballers on. Allison Bird, Steve Osher, Shay and Trevor Otts. It's amazing. We got a full lineup. Someone had tagged their friend. Hey, check out this free webinar tomorrow. Do you know what the friend wrote back? I'm not a fan of any of these people. I wasn't offended. I wasn't offended at all. But I laughed. And I said, wow. So you mean to tell me that you won't spend time? Because it's not about being a fan. Are you a fan of revenue? Are you a fan of increasing your reach so you can get more clients? Are you a fan of residual income? It's not about being my fan. It's not about liking me. It's about needing what I teach. And we've become such a fan-based society. We want to do business with who's cute and who's trendy. And they ain't teaching you shit. I'm just saying. Be careful, because everything glitters is not gold. And I said, here's somebody missing a window, Fola-Sade, because the window didn't look like what they thought.
I had that happen to me. Thousands in the drain. Yeah, no regret though, because I wouldn't have found you. But yeah, what glitters is not gold.
Yep.
And can I just say one thing, Coach, before you, because I know you're probably about to close out or something. What really showed me you were just top notch was during Hurricane Harvey. I nearly became an obsessive fan myself. I told my husband, I said, "Oh my gosh, Papa." I said, "You see this lady?" I said, "That's true leadership." I said, "She's over there and flooded. Every it's just so much. The worst thing you could ever imagine happening to you right now." And she manned up and showing tenacity, perseverance. If you don't learn nothing from a coach, you learn to never give up. You learn to keep pushing. And that's what I learned from you. I'm like, so regardless of whatever strategy you give me, yeah, I'm going to implement it. Just to see you in that position, you have all my money. You got all my money.
You know,
all my money, Coach.
But you know what,
Everything.
Fola-Sade, that's the biggest lesson. There's not a thing that I challenge you guys to do in class that you don't see me do. See, there are teachers, and they'll teach you. And there are preachers, and they will preach to you. But will they practice what they preach? And that's age old. And I practice what I preach, from taking care of the people around me to allowing my clients access to more exposure, to helping them become their best. And all the classes are virtual, Mary. But Fola-Sade, let them know how to get in touch with you. If they need a class on their business, this, that, and the other, let them know how to get in touch with you.
All right, guys, I want to say thank you so much for being here with us, but you guys can reach me. I'm Fola-Sade, the accountant to entrepreneurs. You can find me on all things social media, Fola-Sade, the accountant. Definitely look out for my upcoming tax write-offs and tax deduction courses that's coming out within the next, right after the baby come. Y'all gonna think I'm tripping, but seeing my coach, so in the first, right after Thanksgiving, I'll be having my tax courses out to prepare you for this upcoming tax season. So guys, if you want to follow me, I'll put my name in the chat. Follow me, like my business pages, but I'm on all things social media, Fola-Sade, the accountant.
And Fola-Sade, I want to get us a affiliate program going for all them people that come over there to you and you advise them to start a business. Send them over here. That's how the men folk work. That's how we're gonna work, guys. I can't tell you how proud I am of my clients and I tell you guys all the time, you don't have to hire me. How many of you have ever heard me say, you don't have to hire me? Hire somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to hire me, but you better hire somebody. And stop trying to make it through this internet desert. Stop trying to make it through this life tsunami. Stop trying to get through this terror dome that we call a world by yourself. Where is your wise counsel? Where is your sisterhood? Where are your partnerships? Where are your collaborations? Where are they? Because really, to be honest, you don't know what you don't know, but when you pay for coaching, you get all of that. You get connections, you get contacts, you get sisterhoods, you get all that. You're supposed to anyway. I'm going to let that one rest right there, Fola-Sade. Fola-Sade, we are praying for you and praying for the baby, and we're so excited. And thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you tremendously. And thank you guys. You guys have an amazing day, and we will see you later.